Hi. Thank you so much for attending this session. Uh, so let's start. Let's see if some people is motivated by the topic. I hope so. I hope so. Also, someone is online, and thank you also for joining that. Okay, my talk is going to be about governance in citizen science technology. And as I said, it's an ongoing journey. It's part of our research. And also, I am here as a practitioner and as a researcher on the topic. My name is Karen Soacha. I work in the Institute of Marine Sciences, but I am like holding different teachers today. And for me, it's important sharing why. My first teacher is I work in a citizen observatory. It means in a citizen science technology itself, part of the team managing and supporting this platform. And I will go later a little bit about what does it mean. I am also part of the group of organization that is right now working on conceptualizing the pan-European research infrastructure for citizen science. We are a group of 13 organizations working together during 3 years to think what could be the research infrastructure for citizen science in Europe. And my last teacher, but not least, is I am the co-chair of a participatory science network that is focused on connecting practitioners, researchers, and communities across Latin America, the Caribbean, and the Ibero Peninsula. I am originally from Colombia. Then those are like the 3 teachers that I am connecting right now in my talk and from where this research that I am sharing with you today is coming from. So those are 3 messages that I will try to explain throughout my research. And those are like the 3 takeaways that I want to share with you today. Is the governance of citizen technologies, especially participatory platforms, as we call, must be transparent. I think that I have been listening to this message since yesterday and today, especially in the plenary talk. Citizen observatories play a critical role in contribution of data, especially in the fields of environmental, biodiversity, health. And that need implies to have governance models that respond to this participatory nature. And third, documenting the governance models and also the principles that those platforms are having are fundamental, but the truth is we are still ongoing. It's a task still under development, and you will see today that we are like initial steps on that regard within the field. Then first, let's start with what is a citizen observatory? Is someone familiar with this term here? No? No one? OK. I will be using during my talk the term citizen observatory or citizen science platform, like in the same way. That's why I want to clarify at the beginning. When I say citizen science platform, are those technologies, web or mobiles, or other kind of technologies, including like a do-it-yourself devices, that support the collection of data, the creating of community in citizen science. But every time that I talk, familiar with the term citizen science? OK, 1 person. But just very quickly, when we talk about citizen science, it's the active engagement of public in the creation of science that can be from designing the research question to publishing the results, all within collecting the data, validating the data. The most common approach that we know in citizen science is people actively contributing with data, but people also can contribute in any point of the research. Then those platforms that we talk here is those supporting this process of citizen science. And there are many kind of platforms out there. Just in Europe, we are working on an inventory, and we can identify more than 300 platforms out there supporting citizen science. We are focusing nowadays in one very specific, that is citizen observatories. The term that we are using is because we call citizen observatories in this context the combination of technologies, data, people, standards that support data collection, but also, very important for us, the creation of the digital community behind that. Those platforms allows the engagement in participatory science. And we also within the community, try to point out that Citizen Observatory is the mix of the social and technical component, that we cannot talk of this platform as a merely infrastructural software or hardware devices. When we talk about Citizen Observatory, we talk about this nice combination of the people, the standard, the processes, the knowledge that is exchanged, as well as the software, the hardware, and all other infrastructure, all this mix. So I will go a little bit faster in this point, but I just want to point it out why it's important and why we consider talking about governance in citizen observatories as important and the role that COs is providing to the benefit of society. Citizen Observatory right now, as a facilitators, they support right now billions of data among the world that is open and accessible for using in research and in decision making. This information is allowing us to take better decisions, and especially timely, because society and especially public have the capacity to collect data in a time that many other actors don't have. That's why scientists, and especially in this case, I'm talking with a teacher also as a researcher, we don't have. We need to work with the society to have this data at that time. And to respond to challenges that right now is asking for us to be faster, biodiversity loss, climate change, and many others. This is just a very short image, but I think it's very clear. One of the most well-known citizen observatories across the world that is iNaturalist. I don't know if anyone here use it? Okay. That nowadays has available more than 253 million of data. And this is just one of the platforms across the world, maybe most well-known with the most amount of data. But there are many others out there that are benefiting with many data across the world. So with this context that I was just trying to say why it's important those platforms is why are we working on governance and ethics? And here I am trying to talk from two voices. One, talking as a manager or part of the team manager, one of the citizen observatories that is called Minka, but also as a researcher that tries to contribute to the field that is important to talk about these topics for us. I think that these initial sentences in this context are more than it's not necessarily to go deep on that, but what we are trying to make a call right now is in our field, we used to believe that the platforms are a tool still. In citizen science, we used to believe that the people doing citizen science, the researchers, are the ones having all the agency. But the truth is, one is the people doing the research and the citizen science project, and other things are the platforms out there supporting the data collection. And those platforms itself nowadays provide open services for hundreds of projects. Just iNaturalist is supporting the collection of data for more than, let me just go back for a moment. Oh, the data not here. But it's thousands of projects. Thousands of citizen science projects are putting their data there. Then, what we want to call in the community or make a call in the community is those platforms have agency. Those platforms have principles, those platforms have governance models. And it's a topic that still is not very well known within our group or within our citizen science community. And our reflection is, should we be open about these governance models and about these principles behind these platforms that even if they are open and free, are holding the data of many citizen science projects behind? And then is when our research starts. And now I'm going to be a little bit faster in this point. And is that those platforms have positionality, and we have been doing research about the positionality of these platforms. And essentially what we identify is those platforms are mainly negotiation in three areas. That is ownership, sharing, and accountability. And in each of these areas, it means how the data is appropriated, by whom, under which rule, how the data is shared by whom, and under which benefit, and who accounts for the benefit. Each platform can take different roles. Some platforms can act as an enabler, other platforms as a mediator, other platforms even as a gatekeepers. And I will give some examples in our own case with our own platform. How are we acting in different ways in this? Then we put out there an initial proposal of a framework to invite the citizen science platform to reflect about their roles. What are they doing related to the data that they are managing? Are they acting of a gatekeeper? Are they just keeping the data for certain kind of users, protecting under certain kind of arguments? Or are they opposite? They are acting as a mediator between the users of the data and other stakeholders. There are like different roles that we are inviting with this tool to the platforms to openly display these roles. As well as we are proposing the framework, we are working in a set of principles that, as a platform, we are also reflecting and trying to share with other platforms. I will not go deep on this, but I will share with you some examples on how we are transforming these principles in actions within our platform. This is an open document and living document that is already available in Zenodo and that we are taking in different spaces for feedback and working with other users, managers of platform, or stakeholders. So related to these principles, what we are trying to share also is what is the background of these principles. Those are coming from different initiatives, some of them in Colombia, some of them here in Europe, like our network of 9 citizen science platforms that we were testing, and we were working then to understand the governance dynamics that they have, and how they have been building this model of governance, and how they have been building this, in certain way, these principles. But what I want to go deeper here and let a little bit of time for the Q&A session is essentially our contribution right now is the framework as a tool for reflecting by the platform which role, the principles that I already shared with you, and how are we putting this in practice is with the MINCA governance models, the MINCA, the Citizen Observatory, and through standards, protocols, and data sharing agreement that we are implementing within the platform. The first is the MINCA governance models. That is, I will share with you, is one of the most challenges. I have heard during these 2 days the multi-stakeholder model for governance is the most important one, but in fact, implementing this, even in a citizen science platform, has been extremely challenging for us. I will share that with you. The consent commons, the data citation, and the data sharing agreements. So, related to our governance model, we are a group of 15 people managing this citizen science technology that, in practical terms, is a web and an app, and all these people behind working on principles, curation of data, ethics, communication, policy. But this is just a small group putting in practice something bigger, that is the communities that are really important for us. We call this like a 4 type of community. We call it participatory community, that is essentially the public and the people out there generating data and validating that. The academic community, usually we have alliances with researchers and other kind of universities to really engage on validation and exchange of knowledge with the participant. We call, mobilizing community. The mobilizing community are usually the local NGOs that we need on the ground to really engage people. We are not like as a platform going there to the people, use the platform. Usually we provide or we invite the people that is on the ground, social organizations, conservationists to engage. This is what we call mobilizing. And facilitated community is what we call governments and other kind of actors that are necessary to do any kind of transformation in the territory, or even have the access to collect some data. Then for our governance model, all of these actors are necessary to sit and to try to conciliate, to take over decision of the platform and reflect their needs and their expectation in terms of settings, functionalities, protocols, and process. This is our expectation. In fact, it's extremely challenging. It's extremely challenging. We create this that is nice, always like kind of drawing to say, okay, we are going to have a panel by the different actors. We are going to have notes by regional areas. We will have an executive board. We will have a coordination team. There are many lessons learned behind this because In true, saying that this is functional is very ambitious. It's not. It's very complicated to see all these actors and trying to do these demands. But what we are doing, trying to implement step by step. One implementation that we have done is something called consent commons, for instance. One is how to make transparent the agreements or the terms of use behind the platform. Most of us, we know that every time that we go to a new platform and you say, do you serve the terms of use? How many of you are reading the terms of use? We don't have time. This is going to be our life. This is an initiative like Creative Commons that through an icon try to communicate very easy to the participant who is managing to the data, if there is transfer to the personal data for other purposes beyond the platform. I know it's pretty ambitious right now, but we implemented with the expectation that in the future could work, that many people would easily recognize these icons, and instead of reading a terms of use or 15 pages, is going to understand that this implies, for instance, that one important for us, as there is no transfer of data outside of the platform, personal data, is an important for us to communicate. We have this icon saying to the user, but it's part of our commitment, but it's still ongoing. Also, we are working on the recognition of the data produced by the users. And one of these is we create citation guidelines. We are working in a process where the people receive a notification of who is using their data. It means if you produce a data, then if someone was using for a research article, for a policy, or for any other purpose, you receive directly in your email a notification of who owned the web page process. We are working on that, and it's part of the benefit on taking back to the user. And maybe one last, but a little bit, I can say polemic in some point of view, is the idea of the data as a commons. Citizen science data rely a lot on the validation of the data by the community. Even if you produce a photo of right now a plant that you don't know, you upload to the platform, there are many people there saying, this what you are seeing is this. Then we started to have the conversation. Now the photo that you didn't know what it is and has been identified by 3 or 4 people with knowledge on that is only your photo, and now that have added value is by the community and not just only you. That's why we create that data sharing agreement, and it's part that we are saying to our community, we respect your rights, but once the data is in our platform and is validated, it's started to think of data as a commons. And this is have many implications, but also we think it's part of the discussion nowadays about this digital safe data and what is a data as a commons. What tensions are we challenging? Are we facing? Many human, procedural, technology. I have been talking about that throughout my days, and I want to keep with my 2 minutes for the questions. Sorry, because I was taking longer. And actions that we are invited to take is, as platforms, we need to communicate clearly our governance models and principles. People need to understand, and decision makers and funders need to ask for that by the platforms. And it's necessary to engage and keep growing in this field to really, because citizen science, even if it's bringing a lot of data for many, we are not really working. It's like there is not a lot of development in terms of governance and principles. Thank you so much.